You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I've got your weekly prediction edition. We've got Jada disgusted, Kate saving the day, and a criminal locked away. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got predictions for EJ and Belle, for Jada and Javi, for Ava, Kristen, and Rachel, for Kate and Abe, and for Kristen and Rachel Blake, her mom. If you're not following us, please click that subscribe button. Let's dive in. Our very first prediction, EJ tries to get Belle fired. So Tuesday, February 18th, spoilers, have EJ pitching something to Paulina. Wednesday, February the 19th, spoilers, have EJ and Belle talking. They're defining their relationship, their situationship, whatever this thing is between them. And he's serious about her. And he tells her that this is not casual for him. But at the same time, he is very ambitious and very power hungry. And he wants his job back, the job she's sitting in. And I think in his mind, one doesn't have anything to do with the other. Their affair and him wanting her out of his job are like chalk and cheese. I think she would disagree. In the promo for the week, Belle is throwing water in EJ's face, and it may be because of the conversation he has with Paulina on Tuesday, because then on Thursday, February 20th, Belle is trying to trap EJ. So she might be trying to get the goods on him to keep him from getting her job. So EJ's plan, if you're current on episodes, is that with Rafe out of the way and, Jada falsely exposed as a dirty cop, he wanted Arnold as police commissioner pretending to be Rafe, and then he wanted Arnold to work on Paulina to get EJ rehired as DA. But maybe he thinks Arnold is too dumb to make the pitch, and so EJ decides to just pitch it himself and tells Paulina he never should have been fired because Jada was only trying to push him out because she suspected he was onto her corruption. Of course, we all know that the corrupt one is EJ. So I definitely think he's going to try to snatch her job. I don't think she's going to take it very well. Our second prediction, Javi tells Jada that Rafe cheated. Wednesday, February 19th, spoilers, have Sean and Jada bonding, talking about just her stress, and she's suspended and she's accused of things that she knows she didn't do, and Sean doesn't think she did them. She is sure that EJ is behind this. Sean is perfectly willing to believe that. And then on Thursday, February 20th, spoilers say Javi tells Jada a secret. And the next day on Friday, February 21st, spoilers have Sean comforting Jada. So I think the groundwork is laid midweek as Sean and Jada hang out. And then once she hears from Javi that Rafe slept with a stripper from his bachelor party, she will be horrified and disgusted. That's the only secret that Javi is sitting on. So to me, that has to be it. I don't think she would doubt it for a minute because she already thinks that Rafe has betrayed her so much. And why would she even doubt it, especially since Javi saw it for himself and is giving her an eyewitness account, and he's someone that she likes and trusts. Then on Friday, the comforting that Sean gives to Jada, might turn around and they may head upstairs at the pub. I mean, her engagement's over. Her fiance is a betraying cheater who conspired with EJ, and Sean's ex, Belle, is also in bed with EJ, literally, where she thinks Rafe is just metaphorically in bed. So they may feel like, hey, let's go burn off some steam. And I do think Arnold banging the stripper when it comes out may annoy EJ because that guy cannot pay attention and stay on plan. But if it keeps Jada unhinged and lashing out and looking unstable, then EJ might be able to use it as part of his case to keep her away from the SPD. Our third prediction, Ava is rescued but refuses to press charges if some conditions are met. So Monday, February 17th, spoilers have Steve telling Kayla he is concerned. And I feel like it is about Ava being missing, not because he has any affection for her other than as Tripp's mom, but for that reason. And Friday, February 21st, Kristen has an idea she shares with EJ on how to deal with their hostages that her mom, Rachel Blake, is babysitting. And that same day, Ava is found at last. Steve and Brady find her. with Ava free, obviously she could press charges on the woman in white, on Kristen, on little Rachel, but Brady is going to be horrified by what happened. And, really little Rachel was the one who started all this with big Rachel. And Ava isn't going to want to break Brady's heart and send his daughter to juvie. And if she presses charges on one of the three, Rachel Jr., Rachel Sr., or Kristen, then all three are going to face criminal charges because all three were involved. I just don't think Ava could do that to Brady or his daughter, but she may want some terms and conditions if she doesn't press charges. And since it's Brady and Steve that find her, not the police, she could swear Steve to secrecy and say she's going to take care of this herself. EJ may insist Rachel goes to therapy, insist that Kristen signs over custody of Rachel to Brady because Kristen has been an epic failure as a parent and a bad role model. I think we can agree to that. And, they put a good scare into Rachel about never doing a bad thing to Ava again or anybody else like that, or else, she could see her mom and grandma go to jail because that kid needs a good scaring. I'll say that. Our fourth prediction, Kristen's mom dragged off to Bayview. And I think this may be a condition across the board. So not just in the case of Ava, but Rafe too. So last week, EJ, of course, met Kristen's deranged mom, Rachel Blake. And this week on Friday, that's when Steve and Brady locate Ava. Meanwhile, Rafe is bargaining with the woman in white on Friday to get free of his captivity. And that's the same day that Kristen has an idea about what to do about the hostages. And obviously, both Ava and Rafe are going to come through this ordeal alive. And both of them know the woman in white. So she might be the one that's earmarked to pay for the crimes of herself and the others. And I do think, Ava will be easy probably to sell on not pressing charges and just seeing one of the three that affected her, pay for this. Brady can talk to Ava if she doesn't volunteer this, and the woman in white is the one who's been advocating for Ava to die. So she knows the real danger in that house is Rachel Blake. As for Rafe, unless that envelope Kristen's waving around next week has a forget the last 2 months serum, he's probably going to want to see EJ prosecuted. And the thing is, though, if Rafe gets loose and accuses EJ, is there any proof? If not, it might be a he said. If there's no DNA evidence at the DiMera mansion, then the only person that, Ava may be willing to confirm was there at Blake House is the woman in white. Ava might like to see EJ in prison, but she also might be willing to play let's make a deal with him. Like if EJ buys the bistro and gives it to her since Stefan is gone forever, she will ignore the fact that, he kidnapped Rafe. In the end, I can see Rachel Blake being put in a padded cell, but at least Kristen can visit her mom and, Rachel can visit her grandma until such time as they both end up with a padded cell as well, because that whole family line is unhinged. Our fifth and final prediction, Kate and Abe use their big soap payday to save the hospital. Last week, Kate and Abe ended the run of Body and Soul in Salem because they couldn't keep everybody safe. They were just going to cancel it, but it had apparently done okay in its revival, so the network bought back the rights, and Kate and Abe were talking about what a huge payday that they got. And we also know from the last week that the hospital is bankrupt. Seth told Kayla, and now he's taken off to pursue soap fame in California. Abe's wife is a millionaire, and Kate's got money of her own, so they don't really need this pile they just made. So maybe those two will decide to reinvest it in the community by saving the hospital that so graciously let them film their TV show there. You can't have Salem without a hospital, and if it is, those two saving it, that's one thing. If it comes around and they talk EJ into saving it or the DiMeras, then the whole thing might become one big lab for Dr. Rolfe, which actually sounds pretty fun. And Xander and Philip, they might be talked into throwing in some Kiriakis money with Abe and Kate, since Philip is talking to Kate next week about some matters, according to spoilers. And of course, Xander's wife is a doctor who needs someplace to work. So I could almost see Kate, Abe, and the Kiriakises saving a hospital.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.